Boom, according to that I am live, and welcome to Tokyo Tonight for this August 21st, 2016. This is 11 p.m. Japan time, and hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and thank you for joining. Well, it's good to, good to be back. I was away last week, of course, because I was in Phuket. Also, I'm kind of in the middle still of tidying up and settling back in, so I am going to, I say this every week, I know I'm going to keep tonight short. Try to keep it to half an hour anyway, so I'm just going to go through some random tweets or whatever, but of course, as always, you are there in the comments on the video, and I'm going to go through your comments as well, so if you've got requests or questions or whatever, I'll prioritize those. I've got some music that I actually made while I was on the trip and before I left, so I'm just going to play that as background music as I just did during the Japanese show, so you can listen to that. And if you don't give me stuff to talk about, I'm just going to go through the in fact, I've just noticed some of the comments now, so I'm going to get to that. But yes, if you don't give me topics, I'm of course going to just go through the Twitter topics that I've tweeted out this week anyway. But I think we'll get through this fine, so let me kick off the music. This is a track that I made based on the stuff that I was listening to while I was kickboxing in Thailand, which was a lot of fun. So let's go see who's here. We've got Travis Moore, who's himself just, I think, still in Thailand at the moment, about to head back to the UK after a trip to Japan and to Thailand. Looks like he had a very good trip, so that's pretty good. Mr. Cordy Chip is asking, did I rubbish the Japanese Rugby Sevens team in a previous video because they went and beat the gold medal favourites, the All Blacks, by 14-12? And no, I did not rubbish the Japanese rugby team. I never would. The women's team did pretty awfully, actually, but the men's team, they did great. Let me pause my video so I can save some bandwidth. So no, that's right, they beat and indeed I was also very happy, in fact, even as a New Zealand fan, that Fiji got the gold medal, because, you know, I mean, New Zealand, we win all the World Cups, we win a lot of games. In the Sevens game, you know, Fiji is as strong as New Zealand, and they're a very small country. They've never won a gold medal at the Olympics before. The introduction of the sport was an opportunity for them. By the way, my father's from Fiji, so I've got some ties to Fiji anyway, but it's nice to see a really small country like Fiji do really, really well, which is what happened in the end. So I was glad, you know, frankly, 15s rugby isn't that interesting because the outcome is so often predetermined. You know, when you've got a Japanese team playing New Zealand or Fiji playing New Zealand, you know who's going to win, but with sevens you don't know, and that's what makes it interesting, and that's confirmed when you get results like Japan beating New Zealand and Fiji winning the gold medal. So I thought that was awesome, actually. So anyway, yes, New Zealand also got defeated by the UK rugby team. Ryan Gordon, well played out. By the way, Andrea Lawboy, as I said before in Japanese, welcome to China. Hope you have a good stay over there. I just arrived there from Australia to go and teach English in China, so jiao yo with that. And Ryan Gord, that's right, as you just said, the Great Britain team, which is actually isn't a normal rugby team. They actually had to compile that especially because the rugby nations are Wales, Scotland, Ireland is a unified team, so actually it doesn't really exist even in normal rugby, a UK team. So that was interesting to see, and they were very strong, so there you go. And they beat Japan. They got to the final. They were only beaten by Fiji in the end. So what else have we got there? Icarus 18, good to see you. And a question there for, sorry, that jumped ahead a lot. Mr. Kodi Chip asking there, how much Mandarin would you need to know if you ever went to China for a month? Good question, don't know if Andrea has the answer. Maybe someone here does. There's some noisiness outside. Who else have we got here? Lucas must indeed stand by for technical difficulties. Still waiting for stupid tablet to catch up. So here we go, this is where the show started. Nice to see, by the way. We've got Timiko L, Robert Old Dude, we've got Sheldon Fitwi, and what if the bald person was the barber? The bald person frequently is the barber. I used to go to a barber who was bald. That's the reason I ended up this way, so be super careful. Sergeant Bilko, great to see you. Mr. Cordy Champ, Fox Morris, Poom indeed, Hemingford Gray 62, great to see from Milton Keyes as always. Shota Bodega, hey, good to see you. Amble, nice to see you, Amble. Well, I just jumped again all of a sudden there. Good old East Riding of Yorkshire, yes, and it's kind of funny because again, I know East Riding from family stuff. I should go there sometime actually. And yes, I should probably put on the John Claude Van Damme soundtrack. Although this is actually the sort of stuff that they play. They play sort of go-go bar music while you play, which you kind of get into the sense of it. They don't have the clock timers or anything like that that you're used to in Japan. They just play music the whole time. But it's actually it's kind of cool. It builds a sort of an atmosphere, and it sounds a bit like this. This is what I was trying to replicate. Matagajinka, awesome to see you. Robert Old Dude, we've got Yasashi 89, Teniko L is still there, Robert Old Dude, and we're all caught up. So, oh, by the way, Shota Bodega, massive shout out because today is your birthday, so that is awesome. I think I can get rid of this and still have the music playing, which I think it is. I need to blow my nose a second, so 1 minute. Airplane sinuses. Let me come back to this because this just while I remember, there's two channels that I want to shout out. One is a magician living in Tokyo called Bannerline. In fact, maybe I can find it here if I go onto this. I wonder if there's going to be anything embarrassing come up in my history there. Doesn't matter. Line. So this is a channel. Steve Marshall. He is a Tokyo-based magician. He's currently got 230 subscribers. He wants to come and participate in the gathering. I'm going to try to help him out. He just messaged me early tonight. But yeah, the old Eric Surf 6, the Magic Tricks channel, and based in Japan. So yeah, interesting channel. This guy just messaged me earlier. Go and subscribe, give him some support. He's one of us. So good to know you, Steve Marshall. There was someone else who messaged me today, who was this one, and her channel, she is from Australia, and Where Next Japan, this is another one. Where Next Japan. And this is another channel I just subscribed to today. This looks really good. Again, only 191 subscribers, but she actually makes pretty regular content of living in Japan, basically videos. So yeah, kind of a travel channel, and now based in Osaka, Kyoto, and yeah, really well put together channel, so worth supporting as well. So go and support Where Next Japan and Bannerline. Go give them some extra subs, and and by the way, Mr. Cordy Chip, I don't watch BuzzFeed. That was getting promoted to me in recommended videos. That wasn't me. Okay. Hey Lara, good to see you. And check it 1414 Yahoo. There is a request here. We got staying with the Olympic and sport topic. It's been announced this week that by NHL president that they are looking to create an international hockey cup event every X years. Any thought on that and the impact on other country? Would we see a hockey team from Japan and New Zealand? When you say hockey, I assume that you're a North American and you were talking about ice hockey. Are you talking about, and given that it's NHL as well, I used to play hockey. Hockey is very big in the Commonwealth, where New Zealand, Australia, Japan, we're all actually quite good at field hockey, but we don't have the ice skating culture or rings. Hey, it's Nippon Culture Quest, great to see you. We don't quite have the culture to support, or the facilities to support real global ice hockey. The problem with the Winter Olympics is that it really is a lot of money for equipment, and it requires a very specific climate, which really only allows, frankly, the majority Caucasian countries and Korea and China and Japan to have any chance of really being competitive. Most of Asia, most of Africa, most of South America can't really do very well at it. So New Zealand, we've always got one or two skiers and whatever, and as a New Zealander I enjoy watching the biffo that you get with the ice hockey. I like watching ice hockey. I think it's a great sport and I'd love to play it myself. But I don't know, it'd be really cool if there was an international hockey cup, because I love watching the European countries play, and I love all the sort of aggro that you get during the Winter Olympics. But I don't know what would happen with that, but thanks for that. So what else we got today for topics? I'll always take Hiko, good, 1/4 of God's greatest country, very friendly, diverse, as your sister already knows. You're presuming by being in York, indeed. So in terms of the topics, I just wanted to, hey, there's Travis Moore there. So I wanted to go through some stuff which I've noticed in the Twitterverse that I put out on my Twitter account. And the first one is this. Apparently there is a new ramen restaurant which is going to allow you to share your ramen meal with a virtual idol. I will answer the question about Thailand in a minute, although that's also one for Travis, who's still in Thailand. Yes, I tweeted out with this. When I hit rock bottom, I want to remember where this ramen restaurant is. If I want to make a movie about being a foreigner in Japan, and this is one thing I've always had in my head. I think most foreigners who live in Japan have this idea about one day writing a script or producing a movie about what it's actually like being in Japan, and compiling various experiences that I've had or that other people have had, or that are likely implausible in Japan, that just never happen in movies set in Japan, because movies that are set in Japan are usually a fantasy about what the other people imagine Japan is, rather than what it actually is. That's interesting. Is that going to play? That is playing. For me, I think having a scene where someone just hit rock bottom and they went to a ramen shop and they ate with a virtual idol, I think that would be like a pretty good rock bottom scene for a movie. I want to find out where this is and try it out just because of that. But yes, I think that was just pretty interesting. But there again, it'd be pretty hard to go and eat there. I don't know. I felt really uncomfortable even going to a maid cafe once. So yes. Ugh. Still, there again, you are by yourself, so who knows. In terms of how was Thailand, I should have opened with that. Thank you for that Nippon Culture Quiz. Thailand was awesome. I decided this time that I was going to actually go to the kickboxing gym up the road from where I was staying, and I went there every morning for 7 days. That was really, really, well, it was good, but it was kind of different to Japan. It's all open. It's kind of real deal, real fighters train there. They use much harder pads than I was used to. I got my legs covered in bruises so badly. I actually shot some video on the final day, but my legs were so messed up that was like the one day, I think with the cameras there as well, with it being recorded, the trainer actually told me to put leg pads on right away. I was usually putting them on halfway through the lesson when I couldn't take it anymore. But truth is, it did let me actually, kick a bit better when I had them on. But I had a lot of fun with that, and that was really cool, and I did make a bit of a video about that. And so it's an hour of footage, which I've just loaded into Premiere. It's going to take some time to edit, but I do want to try to get that up as soon as we can. So that was pretty cool. What else? We went, so my dad got some golf clubs for my son, so I took him to some golf, which he really took to, which was interesting. We went zip lining through rainforest at like 30 meters, 10 stories high. That was kind of awesome. I ate lots and lots and lots of food. I put on about 3 or 4 kilos, as happens when I go home. I kind of let all my eating discipline go out the window. And it was really, had a really great time. I mean, it was a really good break. My dad's place is like a holiday resort. He's very well set up there, so it's very nice to go and stay there when I can stay there. But I had a great week. So Thailand was great. Thank you for asking. And yes, Travis, I can verify that maid cafes are pretty awkward, although some people are into them. This track, by the way, this is Rotoria. I made this track on the airplane on the way out to Phuket. There's going to be one more track I'm going to let play after this, which is a track that I made just before I left. But yeah, let's go through the topics that I posted that are in English. This is pretty good. Mime posted this today, and I watched it, or I listened to it while I was tidying up. And yeah, this person just happens to be a random person who randomly became interested in learning about North Korea, for all its kind of problems and so on. And she actually gave a kind of a basic, as she says herself, a basic history and background to North Korea, because particularly around the controversy around that guy who did that surfing water park video in North Korea that upset a lot of people, that he was showing North Korea in a positive light. I don't have a problem actually with that video at all. I think it's actually important to remember that North Koreans are human beings, even if tourism there, even if the government there is terrible and tourism there is controlled and so on. Everybody, I don't think you need to actually make every video about what a terrible government and so on they are. It is actually important to remember that people are there, and the people there, even the people who work for the government there, can as individuals be cool people. And it was a good video. It's nice to see people actually showing a happy experience inside North Korea. That said, this person who was very much into North Korea and wished that they had shown a little bit of balance on the negative stuff, gave like a 15-minute long video just talking about the history of North Korea, just kind of offhand in the way that she had learned it. And it's really listenable. It's really interesting to follow. Again, if you want to learn more about North Korea, this is a great place to start. I think we made it a good job recommending it, so you should go and check it out. I always get like this the day after a flight, and my sinuses go to hell. So and Temiko, I can understand. Even as I went with a bunch of guys, and it just felt weird to me. I didn't feel comfortable at all. Part of me. This is interesting. This is in Japanese, but this is talking about how a lot of Japanese banks are now starting to waive the requirement that you get a Japanese seal stamp. That you really, when I arrived in Japan, it's like the first thing that I had to get. In fact, I think I had to get one in order to get my gaijin card back in the day. Now, a lot of banks are recognizing signatures, which is kind of new for Japan, so that's pretty cool. And by the way, I love fun for Lewis and his videos. I probably missed something there with what Afix was saying, but if there's a channel there to recommend, I hope it got caught there in the comments. So what else we got here that's interesting? The 4x100 meter relay result where the Japanese got the silver, even though none of them have run below 10 seconds before, but they beat America. That was funny and great. Also really great to see on the final leg, racing against Bolt, who was coming in behind Bolt, but Cambridge, apparently Jamaican born, but Japanese, qualified. I'm not sure if he's a citizen or naturalized or what the story is with how he qualifies, but generally there's a long-term residency requirement, which I understand that he's lived in Japan for a long time and he qualifies, and that's great. And it is great to see in these Olympics how many Japanese representatives that don't have ethnic Japanese faces, and the media is doing it right. They're not overemphasizing the foreignness of these people. They're presenting them as Japanese athletes who represent Japan, who happen to have, katakana names or whatever. I like the normalness with which the ethnic diversity of the Olympic team has with a lot of other things, business. And, I like the way that the media is treating this with a normal sort of an atmosphere lately, and this is another great result. Remember that team, he was the anchor, but there were actually two guys faster than him who as 100 meter runners who were in that, and the result was not a result of being all super fast runners. It was a result of having a great technique, a better pattern passing technique, which they practice a lot at. So really awesome result there. And of course, Japan's best Olympics ever, in terms of the highest number of medals, same as New Zealand. Apparently Australia's had a terrible, relatively not so good Olympics, as I guess maybe Russia has, but Japan and New Zealand have both had a pretty good one, so it's been fun to watch. This map thing, I guess everyone's heard this map is breaking up again. They announced once again that it's ending. This was kind of Pickles D Gaijin, nice to see that you're watching. And yes, I mean, even the Japan team was quarter origin of Jamaica, even though Japan link, it's kind of nice. It's nice that there's a Japan link in that team, I think. So SMAP, what happened with SMAP? You may recall that SMAP announced that they were going to split from Johnny's last year, and at the last minute that got undone. And how that got undone was Kimutaku basically sort of undid everything, and he went and told everybody we have to go back and apologize, and they did, and everyone kind of did this kind of humiliating kind of apology video for causing so much trouble. Apparently since that time, this is like I don't know how many months ago, the other members of the group hate Kimutaku. They've treated him like a traitor, and apparently the cold shoulder treatment that he has been getting has been so intense that he actually went back to Johnny's and he said unless they punish them, he wants the other 4 members of the 5-member group to be fired. Which, actually thinking about it, having SMAP just as Kimutaku would mean that the group would be much better looking and more talented. It would make sense. But the Gaijinka, Canadians participated in the Olympics. I'm glad to hear that. I'm surprised because if you, unfortunately, the way that the Olympics goes is that you never hear anything about any country that you're not living in. But I'm glad to hear about that. And indeed, I'm not exactly sure what's happening with the Paralympics, but I have heard that it is having some problems with funding, which is so typical, and I think it's wrong. That again, it goes to show how it was kind of silly when you had this everything being amateur, to the extent that it meant that the best athletes weren't participating. The players couldn't go to the Olympics if they were a professional tennis player or if they were a professional football player, and that was stupid. But it's kind of like at the same time that they got rid of the amateurism, it became so commercial that now if it doesn't make money or no one wants to watch it, it's like it doesn't even get funding, which is kind of a big shame and not the way it should be. Is that it, Pickles Oyaji? Well, thank you for that. I didn't realise he was half. And there's something up there. Yes, I can. Ek Gong. Oh, great to see you. And thanks for the comments on the photo album earlier. And nice to see that the Canadians participated. So, and yes, and speaking of that theme about the multiculturalism of the Japanese team and the increasing normalcy of multiculturalism in Japan, it's been very nice to see. But they're basically, recognising the diversity in the team. Well, you know what? Check it. 1414 Yahoo. Can it be a boy band when the youngest member is over 40? I would say it should be called a midlife crisis band. I think that would be kind of cool, actually. In fact, there is actually an Australian movie that takes that idea of a boy band reforming over 40 and makes songs about going through a midlife crisis. And it's not very funny. But yes, it was an idea worth trying, I suppose. It would have been good as a 5-minute skit, but not as a 90-minute movie. And that is indeed a great pick. What else we got in here? Anything interesting? So Cambridge was born in Jamaica, but with a Japanese parent. This is kind of interesting. The GoPro Hero 5 is coming. I want to get something for the lad, actually a camera that he can use, and if this is coming soon, it's going to be waterproof by the sounds of it. It's going to have a touch screen if all the rumours are true. I'm probably going to get one of these. This is when I'm finally going to get a GoPro. I don't have one at the moment. Robert Ryan makes a comment here, by the way. If you ever want to see a balanced account of a visit to North Korea, look up the defunct Canadian travel show Departures online. The North Korean episode was excellent. Well, thank you for the reference. So that's worth looking up. Check out Departures online, a Canadian travel show. I'm always interested in that, actually. I've got friends who have traveled to North Korea. I kind of wanted to see it myself, just to bear witness to, the final Stalin estate in a way, but it's actually dangerous to be there. I mean, even as a tourists will get arrested and shot there, as we find out. And for what? So I don't think it's really worth it anymore. I really wish it would. I do hope that the government there in the country there can normalise soon, although I don't know how that's going to happen. I do like the title Men to Oyaji. Thank you, Travis Moore. I think that's actually an excellent Men to Oyaji. That's good. That's good. Boys to Oyaji. Boys to Oyaji, that could work as well, but Men to Oyaji even better. So what else we got here? I'm going to get this, if or when this comes out. I don't know when it's coming out. This and the Rico Theater, the new Rico Theater, whenever that comes out, I'm going to get that as well. NSYNC might get back together. They might even, was it NSYNC that was supposed to have Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Well, not the Funky Bunch, it was just Marky Mark. But was it them or was it New Kids on the Block? I don't know. But anyway, it's kind of funny how he did much better by not being in the group. So what else we got here? Question from Hikosaemon: am I going to poke Victor to go to the new Pro, to get the new Pro 6 2 with me? Oh, you mean the GoPro? No, well, he's probably going to get it regardless of what I do. If he gets it, I'm just going to make sure I buy it before him, so that the 6. The 5, just to make him jealous. By the way, I am also going to get a new iPhone. The main reason for that is that I am on the 2 generation, not the current iPhone, but the one before it. And it's only from a new iPhone that's currently out that you can actually get it unlocked. And being overseas and not being able to swap the SIM cards on the phone is kind of annoying. So that's another reason to remind me that when Apple announces a new iPhone on September 7, I am going to be there looking to get that. Hey Sadiq, good to see you. And I'm definitely, I learned I'm definitely not a time boxer. I got my ass kind of kicked, although I did take some video on the final day, so I'll post that so you can see what it's like. So yeah, well, a lot of people who've got the Hero 4's been out for a while. I'm kind of looking forward to the Hero 5, but this is the way of electronics, right? I should mention before we run out of time, by the way, I've never heard of this person, Jamie Curry. She's apparently the biggest New Zealander on YouTube, so I'll go and check it out. So yes, what else have we got here? Is there anything else? I saw this and this was awesome. A Beastie Boys Sabotage version of the Rogue One trailer. It's going to be cool. I should remind everybody, September 3, there are 2 events happening. The first is from 11 o'clock to 3 p.m. or to 2:30 p.m. is the Creator Day that is happening. Be there or be square. If you have between 1 and 10,000 subscribers, if you have less than that, message me because I might be able to sort something out. But let me go to events and get the information for you. Upcoming events. We'll just load this time. It will indeed. So 11:30 a.m. to 3:30. I think these times might be different now. In fact, let's check out the sign up page just to make sure we get the accurate event info. Even if you've got less than that, let me know and I might be able to help you sign up because I'm organising it. Victor is going to co-host with it. We're going to be doing a presentation on how to get your channel big, basically based on YouTube's own advice on how to customize your channel, how to maximize your SEO, how to maximize the impact of your videos to grow your channel. And then after that, the YouTube Space staff themselves will be doing a big session on how to record better videos, how to shoot actually from a professional perspective. It's there. It's from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. On September 3rd. It's going to be all in English. There's going to be one after this from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. in Japanese, which is going to follow the same agenda. It's just going to be in Japanese language that I will also be presenting. And then from 7 p.m. in the Tokyo Sports Cafe in Roppongi will be the annual summer party. Same place as last year, and it will be awesome as per last year. So RSVP, especially if you can't make it to the Creator Day event, no problem. So that's an official YouTube event. Anyone who can go to a bar, who can drink, basically, who can come to a bar, can come to the summer gathering. That's here. Please RSVP me because it's always good to know numbers of people who are coming just in advance. That's good to know. But otherwise, well, yes. Mark it in your calendar, September 3. Get yourself to Tokyo, and come and join. It'll be great to see you. I'm spending a very long day that day, looking after these events, and hopefully it'll be great to see as many of you guys as possible. I have to cut it short tonight, as I said in the beginning, because I am not feeling the best, and I have to get up early for work tomorrow. But there again, just make sure, go onto my Facebook page, links are below. Go to my Facebook page, you can find the events, the events for September 3rd. RSVP me so I know that you're coming. Message me if you don't qualify but you want to make it anyway. I'll see if I can help you out. And it would be awesome to see you on September 3rd, 2 weeks to go. So make sure you are there, or be there or be square. Be like me, I suppose. Also look out for my Thailand. I'm going to put up a couple of Thailand videos probably in the next week if I can get them edited. I'm also going to put up some Joy of Japanese Business videos that I'm way behind on. But yes, I hope you're all well. Stay cool. If you've got any last questions for me, I am the greatest discount Takyu Ishino out there. That's a great compliment. I'll take a discount Takyu Ishino any day. Thank you, Reverb 97. I take that as a massive compliment. Because Takyu Ishino is like one of my favorite techno producers, one of them anyway. So that is awesome. Thank you for that. And yeah, Sergeant Bilko, it'd be great if you can make it from Sweden, but if not, I guess we'll see you at another time. Anyway, that's me for tonight. I'm going to cut it short. So everybody take care. See you next week. We'll do a full show next Sunday, and look out for 2.5 Oyajis. We will be back next weekend. And I think we're going to have a guest on, so look out for that. That will be the big countdown to the party show next week. So hang out then, and see you all soon. Take care, and good night. Peace. True.